Hey everyone. How's it going? Welcome back. Chris with me to begin, and Brian's trying to reset his camera so he can join us. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Brett, and we got Earl. Camera so he can join us. How's it going? All right, so Chris, have you used Bricklink before to order parts?
No, the only parts I'm actually familiar with is Brick Owl, and they deal, I think, strictly with Lego.
Yeah, Brick Owl is very similar to Bricklink. Started afterwards. Yeah, they're both strictly Lego. Bricklink is actually bought out by the Lego company just recently.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I was using them to look up parts when I had bought like a large bag of a building set. There's miscellaneous, all kind of I've already covered that before and all the different parts, and so I was identifying some of the parts, finding out are they official Lego or some other brand, and I had identified several dozen pieces that I had no idea what they were from, that they were official Lego.
Right. So yeah, that was
mostly like Bionicles. So Bricklink covers all building sets?
Yes, Bricklink pretty much has everything.
I haven't found Mega. Have you found that on there?
No, you won't find any brand other than Lego on here.
Oh yeah, so were you requesting brands, Chris, or were you talking about all Lego sets?
Well, yeah, I still have a lot of building pieces that I'm identifying them by just looking at building sets online and seeing if I can, compare side by side of looking what I see on the screen and then what I have in my hand. Is this a actual Lego? Because instead of it having just the little tiny Lego words on it, I had noticed some of the Bionicle pieces are smooth, and it's not until you turn it around in the light that you can find some little type of logo on there that says Lego, and then I found out it's Bionicle. Then I'm trying to figure out what set it went to, and it's easier just to identify this is Mega Bloks, this is Lego. But then there are other sets that don't really identify themselves with any real known symbol. Like one of them had a little tiny anchor on it, so I know it's not Mega Bloks. I know it's not Lego. But what set is it? And it would be nice if there was a universal identifier website to go out there that you can identify. Is it Best Bloks? Is it Lego? Is it Mega Bloks? Is it generic? Because now we're getting that generic set at Dollar Tree. So I was hoping that this site would identify all pretty much universally all the building sets.
No, I've not seen anything like this for any brand other than the Lego brand. That was just because this was started by some Lego fans, actually by a young man, and I think he was in his 20s. He actually ended up passing away right after he launched the site. So a couple of people picked it up and took it over, and it really grew into what it is now. It's a huge community. And yeah, but like I said, carried it on in his memory, but unfortunately after he passed, but the Lego Corporation actually purchased the rights to this website because, they were selling their products. So I'm not sure how much has changed. I've not used it but a few times since Lego actually took over the rights to it. But you can see down here at the very bottom, Lego and Bricklink's trademark of the Lego Group. So, but yeah, Brian, where do you want to start? You just want to start with parts, or do you want to look at sets, or just talk about how to use the engine on here? think Brian's froze up.
Yeah, he hasn't moved for a few seconds, I noticed.
All right, he hasn't moved in a few minutes. Yeah, okay. Brett Bill says all the Legos. All right, so
art and the number for a black and white image of the part. And
all right, so
I'm trying to find
sound. Wow.
Yeah, you just came back in, Brian. So I heard you say find parts.
Oh, did
all
I?
right, so let's go one by one. Brick. See if it comes up with the color we want. It didn't give us a color list. A lot of cool bricks in here, though.
See, right now I'm looking at the Brick Owl, and it breaks it down in categories of animals, arms, bar and antenna, breastplates, bricks, all the way down,
Right.
to themed parts. That was what I used the most, because I just went into, like, right underneath there, it says Bionicle, and it has 587 entries. And I learned an awful lot about sets I don't collect. Because that's like, one of my curiosities of, we're all pretty certain that the very first brick is like the 2x6 brick.
Right.
And then what was, the second brick, the third brick, because now we can look at and see some of the newer specialized pieces that are, we've never seen before, like that jaw teeth on the land shark that's coming out for Mega Blocks. But in collecting, going back and looking at older collections of Mega Block sets from 10 years ago, I'm seeing pieces in there that I thought were a more modern piece, and I'm like, well, this piece is occurring in sets that are 10, 15 years old. It's just a curiosity of how far back do certain pieces go, because once, like, when you look at sets like at websites like this, you can see what they have to choose from, and it gives you more of a ability to use your imagination on how you can start putting together custom sets. It's just that, what set do you got to buy to get these parts if you can't buy them individually?
Yeah, so this Bricklink's got that option also. You can look in here on the sets, and it'll break down every piece in the set for you, and then give you the code for that set.
How do they break it down? By theme?
Piece by piece.
Piece by piece, yeah. Let me go back and we'll do it that way. So yeah, we go in here to go to sets. Let's think of one that's got some parts. So Brian wanted to show how to find parts to get close to Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
So let's see what's got sand green parts in it. Where's the creator? Classics, collectibles. Oh, let's just go
So I don't know, Brett. Who's have we met Brett before?
Brett's my buddy. He's a buddy of mine. He's in England. He's He's in a lot of the streams I do with my Lego groups.
Cool.
Is he behaving?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's fine. All right.
I'm trying to paste something into the comments, but I don't know if I see an option to do that. Oh wait, I'm not signed in. That's the deal, right?
Yeah, you'd have to open the YouTube link. Go to the actual YouTube and then mute the video and then actually do the comments.
Okay, I'll probably
from
do that.
there. Okay, so here's sand green.
Yeah, there's sand green. I think you can see every single part when you click on that. Oh, no, wait, that's for that one. But there's a way to go in and see literally everything in just sand green.
Hold on, let me look in here. I'm doing this. I'm going too fast. Okay, so select the color. Oh. There we go, the sand green. Now, well, the other number of sets didn't change.
Yeah, that's just the number of sets that contain that specific piece in sand green.
Right. Well, the other number of sets didn't change. So if we click on, yeah, I thought it would give you an idea of how many sets that color would be in.
That specific piece in sand green.
Right. Well, click on. We did find the part. Okay. Now I've lost the idea of what I was doing. What if we did a part just for sand green parts? Why is that? This is one of the things that does drive me nuts with Bricklink quite often is that you got to be very specific what you
syntax error. Yeah, if there's supposed to be a space between sand green, or is it one solid word?
I'm not sure.
Because I know it's frustrating. Like when I was already at a website, I already saw the information, didn't save it in any fashion. Just like I'll just remember this for later. Then go back to the same website, type in what I think the keywords are, and it acts like I don't know. We don't know what you're talking about. Like, but I was just here a few hours ago, and then I find out it was because I put a dash where there should have been a space, or it's all one word. And I think they call that a syntax error.
Well, here's an idea of so here's an idea of just looking up the color through the catalog. We can look in here now and see all the different items that have sand green in their description.
Man, looking up parts by color? Oh my gosh. That sounds like a joke. Like that person where like, can you describe the vehicle? Oh yeah, it was like a blue car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that narrows it down.
But if you get all the blue cars together, you'll eventually see the one you want.
That's right.
Right. No, that's actually how I do it. You start going through and you're like, what? Look at that crazy part.
Yeah, that was a commercial for some, online car buying service that literally someone started out by saying, I want to buy a blue car. And then like all these blue cars show up and like, I want to be a 4-door, and then all these remember that commercial? Like
I do.
they're oversimplifying it. Where like I would look at it, for looking up parts, you look up, is it a themed part or is it like a regular blocky block? And then once you find, that type of block, then it would open up and show you how many colors it comes in. That, some parts, because of the sets they come with, that same part may occur like, vegetation, it's really only going to come in 2 shades of green. If, I didn't even know that. I think, 1 shade. But, some parts, if it wasn't necessary for them to mold it in a specific color, it's not going to come in probably the color that you specifically want. So if Lego is using the color sand green, how many different sets did they produce that use that part in that specific color?
Yep, that's what we're doing. So let's find. I'm trying to find the link here to show. Man, my computer's slow tonight.
I'm kind of stuck in torsos right now.
Is the whole internet slow right now?
Here we go. There's a couple of slow parts. I'm trying to see what they call these.
Wedge?
Triangles. Okay, see the word slopes.
Oh, right, slope.
Curves, not even in there, but the word slope.
So is the word cheese an official term, or is that just a slang term? Because I've heard some people refer to those as cheese slices.
Yeah, it's a slang. It's semi-official, but it's kind of slang.
It kind of confused me because I'm used to Velveeta. So when I hear cheese slice, I think of something square and flat.
Yeah, it's more like I would go more like a cheese wedge, but
right, cheese wedge.
Wedge and slope are different concepts with these part names.
Yeah.
Actually,
and at one point, I was actually trying to find a wedge piece in that, cheddar, yellow, orange, and like save that off the side. Like, okay, so if I ever have a food display, I already have a wedge of cheese.
Yep. Nate, can you share my thing that I've got up there?
Yeah, I'm dying here, so I'll go ahead.
Because that's the tricky part about this, is learning the titles. So this is a sheet, and I put this in the YouTube. I think I have the correct link. You can go in there and you can see all the. So you've got bricks on top, plates are second. And it goes through various pages. So it's we get more bricks, not bricks. So you've got a stud that's in a different spot usually. Then you get down to where slopes, angles. So angles has the cheese. That one calls it a cheese, but I think when I search cheese on Bricklink, it doesn't give me that. But anyway, going over like a slopes are what most of those are called. Like you might call it an angle, but I don't know if angles do it or not. They do have, if you look, they have like 75-degree angle and 45-degree angle. That's if you know your angles.
Yeah.
You should.
And then they have wedges too, which I don't know why it switches to a wedge. I think that's like 2 angles, or I don't understand it. But this list helps you learn what to call it, because when you don't know what to call it, the search is
right.
a lot harder to search.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Is terminology, nomenclature.
Yep. So that list, I'm assuming you got the right link. My computer's so slow, it's not even loading the link right now. But I put that in the YouTube. And anyway, so that you need that to really start working with these sites. I've seen Brick Owl, but I tend to use Bricklink. Trying to look at what so there's a way just to go by color too.
I remember there was a website, a parts identifier for collectible Transformers that broke it down by color.
Like,
yeah, Transformerland.com.
Like weapons and all that stuff.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming there's probably a Star Wars vintage identifier website, because I know you can tell which weapon goes specifically with which figure based on what shade of either black or blue it is. Like some of the weapons, when it was issued with one character, it was actually issued in a shade of blue. And then later on, they reissued it with another character, but they molded it in black plastic. So, I can see that's, if that simplifies it, that's how they would break it down, by if you know, the first thing they ask is, what color is it? What color is it? You tell me it's broken down by color? Yeah, we need to know what color it is first, because that actually narrows it down. And I see that working in the exact opposite effect with like Lego pieces, like asking what color is it? How, what logic are they using to break that down? That if you already know that a specific shape is indigenous to only one set or a few sets that use, because if you notice in certain sets, they usually break it down by like, 3 or 4 basic colors that occur in the exact same set. And I remember getting a lot of my Mega Blocks mixed up, that I got a special light that I would just lay them all out on a table or on the floor and shine a light on them. And certain colors you could actually tell, like in improper light, they all look the same. They all look like green. But when you shine a light on them, you can tell, oh, this one here is more of a lime green. This one here is more of an OD green. This one here is more of a different, shade of green. Apart from the type of when they did that camo block, that you could tell by looking at how the plastic was mixed. This camo block has like gold in it, and this camo block just has 2 different shades of like green and brown. And then that would be easier for me to separate my pieces and find out, like, all these bricks go to, like this tank set, and all these bricks go to this fire base set. That without the proper light shined on them, they all look like they all come from the same, the exact same set. Another one is like that dark gunmetal gray color. Some of that dark gunmetal gray has like little tiny metallic flake in it, and then other ones is actually one solid shade, which is pretty rare. Usually Mega Blocks, there's always some sort of identifier that it's not until you go way back that you find sets that are like completely one normal, single shade. There's always something that makes it, slightly different from another set. Have you noticed that?
Maybe. I'm not totally sure I understand. But you mean like the shade's just a little different than a different version?
Yeah. Yeah, when I had gotten, when I was doing some customizing, I was borrowing pieces from multiple sets. Then when I want to go and separate them back, I'm starting to notice, well, why, I have one set and it has like 4 blocks that are identical. 3 of the blocks actually they look the same, but then 2 of the blocks, I can now tell they came from a completely different set. Like the silver in Mega Blocks, there's like a silver that's almost a white. It's like it's a real light shade, and then there's some silver that almost has like a mixing in it that you can tell there's like galvanized. It almost looks like a galvanized look. And then there's some of the silver pieces that seem awfully dark that you almost consider them a shade of dark gray, but they're all considered, silver when you see them apart, separate by themselves. If there's one silver piece stuck in with a whole bunch of other, browns and greens, that it looks silver, but then when you put it with other silver pieces, like that's a totally different shade. It actually it attacks my eye. It really stands out. And I got bags of just silver pieces, but then I realize some of those, like 10% of those pieces, aren't really the exact same shade of silver.
Yeah, they vary.
So like that would make it really difficult if you hunt by color. I'm looking for a specific
yeah,
building piece. What color?
Either.
Silver, and it's not silver. They have it some other. They give it some other name. And so there's this site here. What are the names? Because I've been to Sherwin-Williams, and they come up with some really weird names for colors because they're patented, and you really can't patent the word red, but maybe there's some other word that they come up with, rose. That would, because like I noticed that some of the older sets, you'll get a red piece and it's red. But then some of the more modern sets, they have red pieces. But when you look at it compared to the older piece and you say, okay, one of these is red and the other one is rose, you would know that the one that's that darker color, well, that's the rose. That color is rose. And then also like way back when, you first had mentioned the color to look for Castle Grayskull is sand green. If you wouldn't have told me that in 1,000 tries, I never would have made that up. Is it sand green?
Right. Well, that is kind of...
No, sand green. Is that a patented trademark name?
It may be.
Chris, are you getting the parts numbers off of the Legos you're looking at?
Oh yeah, I never thought of that. I'm aware of it, but I didn't really concern.
Yeah, you need like a magnifying glass though too. They're real small.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show. Can you share Nate's? Wait, am I sharing this? Yeah. Can you share my?
Let me switch to you.
Yeah, because there is a way to go by color, and that is this one here.
Oh wow! Yeah, there it is. Yeah, rust, coral, dark salmon. Sounds delicious.
The important part is getting down here to sand green where it's highlighted. Well, you can't see it, but I believe the first one is parts. So parts, sets, those are most important things. So
I don't see cadmium. Where's cadmium?
It might be in there. So 567 different parts in about the same number of sets. So then you can just go, because you really need to know, what does this part exist in my color? And there's sorting here, kind of like what you said. There's animal parts up there. There's hinges. I think list with images. Let's try that. Because my goal here was oh, sorry.
I'll say that was listed under parts and then colors.
Yes, some of these pictures won't match. See, when we get down here, we get into some sand green. I know, for example, this red arch, it's rare, but it does come in sand green.
Yeah.
I don't know why a few of these, the pictures don't match up, but majority of these are, accurate that there is a sand green version. So you're literally just going through there looking to see what they have, because they don't have everything.
No. And then you've got to worry about, have you ever done a wanted list, Brian? Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, that's my next thing. It's actually here is a wanted list.
There you go. So that way you can check against buyers.
Yep. Well, that and it helps you keep track. So if you're putting the work in to learn about this stuff, you can. I have many wanted lists, and some are grouped by color. But all these things right here are things that are in my wanted list. It's just one page of 7. And sometimes that's how I keep track. I go back and look and see what I've got in these lists.
Yeah.
There's way too many parts to remember them all.
Have you got your list set up to where it checks against people's stores periodically and then notifies you if someone has so many parts, so many lots in your list?
I haven't yet. I might need to try that. I tend to go by when I have the money, then I get on it and see what is out there. Although, that can be strange. I'm not sure that search method is always the best because, like, my Wind Raider instructions were only like, I think, 60 or 61 parts, and they were all common parts, like just bricks and plates. And I wanted them in the dark bluish gray, or that was my recommendation, that people get them in that color.
Mm-hmm.
And there were almost no sellers that could get me 60 parts, common parts, in that one color. That shocked me, actually. But part of that is knowing what you're doing here, because I've found a specific seller and I've put in the word slope because I want to buy a lot of slopes for the rock work stuff that I do, to achieve all those angles. And sometimes they won't list everything. And I verify that because I go over to that parts list that I showed, and when I search individual part numbers, it pulls up stuff that wasn't coming up under the word. So I don't know if their search functions are totally down. Actually, they might, because they're in here, but I don't know what to say. Sometimes I go and I find someone who has enough of the parts I need at a reasonable price, and then I start just looking through the rest of their inventory to see if it's priced fairly.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot of times. Find a part at a decent price, the quantity that I want, and then see what else they have in their store. Make it worth the $5 in shipping,
Right. Yeah. Totally. If the prices are reasonable and the shipping's basically covered, why not get a bunch more stuff that, in one shot?
Yep, definitely. So yeah, try that option though, Brian. Try turning on the I forget what it's called. It's a notification, and it's kind of like, I don't know if it's like you put your list out there and then people with shops can run your list against their inventory.
Okay.
Or I don't know if the Bricklink's running your wanted list against shop's inventory itself.
Okay. I have to check on that because I have some lists I wouldn't. Hopefully you can do that list by list, because I got a lot of lists that aren't, like, I don't erase them. It literally takes work to put these things together. So.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's confusing and it's annoying.
Right. Like that sand green, that list I was just showing you, I'm not actively ordering off of it. Here's the wanted lists. This heart-shaped thing here. I'm not actively ordering off of it, so I don't really want recommendations for that one. Like, here's my rock work. That's my big thing right now, is gray pieces for rocky parts around Grayskull.
Trying to find burps and lurps.
Yeah. Yep. And then all these angles, slopes. Yeah. What did you say it was called, Nate?
Which one?
The function to have them search sellers' inventories? Or I know you can do buy all. Like this green button over here, I know if you hit that, it's just going to go and it's going to start finding vendors.
Yeah, no, I thought there was an option where you can bring up the lists, and then there was an option to where you could check against stores, and then you could search your entire list against stores. You could say, I'd want North America only, or even US specifically, with a minimum buy at this point, and it would actually search against the stores and then give you a list of the store and how many parts they had and what the total price would be.
Yeah. I have found with sand green, if you want,
they're on the top right. See where it says items for sale?
items for sale options.
Click on show. See what.
Well, I think isn't that going to affect the way this list functions down here?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, we might have to experiment with that.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that I found a sand green. If you really want to get some of the rare parts that are harder to get, sometimes European vendors are the only ones that have them or have enough of them. And then Europe's tricky because some people want $30 for shipping, whatever you do. So I start just fishing my way through them, going down the line. Let's just pick one. Let's go with this guy. These aren't that rare, the 1x3 bricks. But you can find European vendors that are really reasonable on shipping. And so then when I find one, then I did like we say, you start going through their list and see what else they have, because you find a good place with reasonable prices and shipping, you go for it. Why is this thing not clicking on here? Sand green. And so any one of these here, you can pick on view, or like this guy's in the United Kingdom. We're going to hop over to there. Make sure I get in his actual store. And then I think you can search colors once you're in their store, because that's a lot of what I do too.
Yeah, you should still be able to use a search engine, because it should break it down to different variety of parts, full sets, figures, depending on how they have their store set up.
Yeah.
That's a big store. He's purchased these 13,000 orders. It's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah. Man, I got to get something figured out. I got to get hardwired for my computer here, because apparently my sand green. Oops, I put extra garbage in there.
Now it's going to mess up your search.
It probably will. Oh, it gave me something. What is this garbage? Yeah, that's weird. Well, whatever. That's the point, though. You start going through there. Sand green. I like olive green as well, too. But there you go. This is everything this particular seller has in sand green. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this unicorn horn. I can't. I've got one, but I don't really have a use for it yet in Grayskull.
It's a drill bit. If you were going to make one of those like that, Masters of the Universe, I think there was some sort of a set that it doesn't have a part like that. It's just a cone that is supposed to represent a drill bit, but that's an actual drill bit. I mean, well, it's a unicorn horn, but I see a drill bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
stalactites in a cave or something.
Yeah. Oh, 4x12 plate, and that's $1.91. You start learning about part prices too. That might be pretty reasonable. That's probably a pretty rare part.
I've never seen a 4x12 sand green plate.
Doubt it. Well, hell, let's learn about it.
What set did it come from?
Let's go. 3029 is the part number. Oh shoot. Sorry, we're in his.
Yeah, you're inside of his store.
We're in his universe. We're gonna get out of there and go over.
Hold on, I can do the part lookup.
Because I noticed that that's a common question whenever someone does some type of custom. A lot of you can go and read the comments people have in there. It's like, oh, what set did such and such part come from? Or then a lot of times they say, you know, it's painted.
Well, it's tricky though, is that the what set did it come from usually isn't going to help you much, because I mean, you're not going to get the whole set for cheap, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's helpful to understand, like, there's one sand green part that it came on Django Fett's ship, and that's the one set ever that it was released in.
Right.
And, so, but over here on the right, where it says 735 sets, we click that. It's good to know. The other thing is you can see how it's used, especially if it's a weird part. Like, I mean, this is a plate, so we can guess that.
Find the
it's
color
usually going to be
there.
hidden. It's going to be hidden down inside there. It'll be, you know, it's floorboards or something like that. All the pieces are built around it.
It's in that Apocalypse Bill set.
Here it is.
Oh no, it's a Harry Potter set.
Fluffy encounter. So, and if it's a unique part, then you take the set number here and you search it on the Lego site and start running through it and figure out how they did that or used it. That's what I did with my spiral steps that unfold.
Yeah.
With the crank on it. I searched through like at least 20 different sets and found just 2 that are actually mechanical instead of just static. So this is how you go through and find. And also, it helps you justify if it's a rare part. You're like, well, good grief, they barely ever put it out ever, so it's rare. Someone's not just trying to gouge me.
But the tooling does exist, so it could pop up in another set later on in a different color.
Oh yeah. Well, there's very few part styles that are rare. It's the color that in the part is rare.
Oh, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure.
Unless there are retired parts, and that would count as a rare part in general, probably.
Right. Like, I wonder, I remember when I was a kid, some of the Lego sets had, I have to describe the part. It's the ridge line on a roof. You know, it's not a single wedge. It's a wedge on both sides, you know. And then I remember there were different lengths. There was one that was, I think the common one was 4 studs long, 2 studs wide. And then it was like that ridge all the way down. And how common is that? You know, is that retired? Or the other one was, it was like a pine tree that was a series of circles, discs that just got progressively smaller until it came to a little point. You know, they still produce that little pine tree?
No,
has
that tree
that been retired? You remember those pieces?
Yeah, they have not made that tree in a long time.
But I remember them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got a few.
And then why did they retire it? What replaced that part? Because I'm sort of partial to, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's retired now?
Yeah, they made it through 2018.
Oh, okay, so recently. Even still, that looks more modern than what I remember. I remember the ones I remember were even simpler than that. They didn't have the slots. Right. They were literally just discs. They were just, you know, a series of discs that got progressively smaller. They're even simpler than that.
I think that's how I describe that. But did not have the slots in between them.
Right. I don't remember the slots being in there. But then again,
Yeah,
it may have been from a different building set from a long time ago, because I'm remembering all the way back into like the early 70s, going to friends' houses and the kids drag out Legos. And like the Legos I remember, someone had a set and it was all bright colors. It was red, white, green. And I'm thinking that was all this set really consisted of, was white bricks, green, little green trees, and then
right.
red pieces for. Oh, I think there were shutters. Remember, like the sets had those little window shutter pieces and door frames.
Yeah.
Like, how common are those
I don't know.
today?
Haven't looked them up. They might be older.
Yeah, because those are the Legos that I remember way back, like the first time I saw Legos in the early 70s. Where those where you can build a little tiny house and it's white walls, green shutters, and a red roof.
Yeah, I got a whole bag of those old Lego parts.
Those are classic. Like I even got a building set that they're not Legos. They literally look like little miniature cinder blocks that have two small raised squares on the top, so you can do like angles. And I forget what the brand name is, but they're from the early 60s. And I really can't say I have a complete set, but I remember for a long time I used them just for like building walls, where I would build something out of Mega Blocks or Lego, and then I just need something to be, like a barrier wall. I would use those, and after a while I'm thinking I really shouldn't be using these because like these things are ancient. I don't want to ruin them. So I put them away, and they're so old that to kind of like gauge how old they are, the container that they came in is one of those cardboard cylinders. I remember like years ago, a lot of toys in the 60s and 70s came in those cardboard cylinders, like the original package for Lincoln Logs. If you ever got a Viewmaster set, it came in that that tube. I still have the original tube that the set came in, and I've got it, put away somewhere in the back closet. But what I'd like to find is if there's a set of instructions out there somewhere that has a parts list on it that says you're supposed to have like 16 of these pieces, 12 of these pieces, 8 of these pieces. I don't know if instructions with a inventory actually exist. Like I look back at some of the older Mega Blocks sets now from 10, 15 years ago. They didn't have that inventory list that when you first open up the instructions, there's that inventory that shows all the different pieces, what their part number is, and how many you're supposed to have so you can inventory. The sets I have from 2001, I've got some sets, they don't have that inventory. You literally have to build the entire set, see that it's complete, and then disassemble it yourself, because it'll say, that like this set has 682 pieces or something, because it was a multi-set that came with 4 vehicles that were all in, one giant set. But when I looked at the instructions, it didn't have inventories saying I had to have, a dozen of these pieces and 10 of these pieces. And like, that's another one of those questions I wondered, like, when did they decide? Like, I noticed now they'll actually have it broken down. The instructions are broken down in bag numbers where they number the bags, and they say, for step, 1 through 8, you use bag, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when did they start doing that? Because like I noticed that now too. 2016 or so was when they started doing that.
It wasn't. I don't know. They started.
Because that's when I noticed it. And then I haven't built a Lego set brand new, right out of the box in 20 years or something. So, what are Lego instructions like now? Are they simpler or identical to Mega Blocks?
No, Legos are still the I don't know. I think that the value of the two is still the same. The consistencies of the parts. I'm trying to find. There it is. Here, you wanted to know about a website. You talking about just Mega Blocks sets, Chris, as far as finding inventory for them? Because if you, nah. There is a website. There's a German website that lists the Lego sets and tells you the inventory by part.
Yeah, see, now that would really be an obscure way of hunting for sets. You know, what kind of set are you looking for? I'm looking for a set that has 682 pieces. What?
Oh, there you go. Have you seen this one, Brian?
I don't think so. Let me blow that up. I don't understand.
Good.
How is this different than Bricklink, though?
This one is basically like, here, we'll go in here. I'll make Brett happy. So this is basically like someone has gone through and scanned every page of instruction booklets that they have come across.
Okay.
So say like that's a skit, and then here, see, he's got a list of the parts, the part number, the color, what it is.
Yeah, look how simple.
How many you need. So this is, I would print these off a lot when I bought bulk lots off eBay. And I would find, if I found this flag, I would be like, okay, let me find what the flag, what set did this flag go to? Be like, okay, I found this flag in a box I bought, so I'd figure out what set it went to. I'd come in here, I'd print off the inventory for that set number. And then I would dig through the rest of the box and see if I could find the other parts.
So do you turn around and sell the set then?
Turn around and sell it? Yes. Yeah, anything I would complete, I would sell. And then, buy the next lot.
Yeah, as long as it sounds time consuming.
It was, but that was before I had kids.
There you go. Yeah, I've thought about doing that, but did that work well? I mean, that one you're looking at, I can imagine that working well because it's a lot of outside the flag. It was a lot of common bricks, right?
Yeah, it does, especially like if you've got I would try to buy lots that had the books included.
Yeah.
So that way, and then older sets that didn't have that part inventory in the back of the instruction book, that's where I'd go to that website to see if somebody had produced an inventory for it. So, I realized I got my camera off.
So does that not? I thought Bricklink had a similar parts list on there.
Let's see. They've got.
I don't actually know. I might be wrong. It might not say how many of each. It might just list like parts in the set. The heck.
Hold on, we're searching through here again. Okay, so see, we're going to go to one of these. Gives you a list of item consists of. Yep, there you go. If you know the set number, you can click on there. It'll break it down for the parts.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't think of anything else to cover with Bricklink.
hold on. It was still showing the stream from the other. Let me go back to what I was just showing. I'm looking at it myself, realizing you guys can't see it. All right, there we go. So, yeah, I clicked on I just went up here, inventories. And then I selected, so yeah, inventories. I selected a theme. I'm going into castle, just so I can flex when I met Brett. And here, this is the original one. Click on the number. See here, it's got a little parts tab. And there you go. It'll give you a list
Does
of
it
the
give
parts,
you
colors.
quantity?
Well, I bet this sticker sheet's expensive. Look at that, Brad.
How much is it?
$160 is the cheapest.
Holy moly.
That's from a
Yeah,
guy in
What
Canada
set
that
is it from?
clearly has some sticker, clearly has some damage.
Oh.
I'll show you. It's this one. It's the original castle Lego design.
Yeah, see, now that's something I would like to have our replacement sticker sets, because like the 2001 set of Patrol, it was Mega Blocks Patrol. I don't know who originally built the set the first time, but a lot of the stickers they put on upside down, which
That's rough.
like one of them, it's a rocket launcher, and there's a sticker that has an arrow that says danger that's supposed to be pointing to the back blast area where the rocket blast comes out of the back, and they have the arrow pointing forward. And I was wondering, like, what were they thinking when they put the stickers on? Or the hydraulics that supposed to raise and lower, the platform. I noticed that they put the hydraulics, upside down. Like, if you don't know any better, it doesn't really matter. But like, they didn't really take the time to look at the instructions. They were too excited that they just put the stickers where the stickers go, and then realized technically they're actually upside down. And so I'm wondering, like, where can I find a sticker set, to take the old, because the stickers are peeling now too. But
Have you tried removing
I was
them?
almost thinking about trying to the what?
Have you tried removing them? There's ways you can put
Yeah, I can remove them, but then
you can put solution on there. It kills the adhesive, and you can peel the sticker off, and then re-glue them on.
I have thought about that. But the other thing I was thinking is buying an unused, unopened set, take the stickers out, and having another set of stickers, wastable stickers, reprinted. Just go ahead and reprint my own stickers to put on there. And I don't really care if they flake off or because the type of plastic, is it printed on a type of vinyl, or is it printed on paper, that if I print it on regular cardstock paper or something like that on my printer over here in the back, I really don't care if the stickers get marred in any way. I'm gonna peel them off and throw them away anyway. But like, one of the ideas I had, and of course it's the obsolescence and necessity. Why doesn't a building set produce stickers that are made from the same type of vinyl that they made? It wasn't Shrinky Dinks. It was Color Form Fun. Remember the Color Form sets? And all you would have to do is wash the stickers, the decals, in soapy water, and they're like brand new again. The way that they stick, and they stuck to that plastic that I don't know if it wasn't vinyl. It was some sort of clear coating that they had over the cardboard that was like plastic. That I'm thinking like today, why don't they have those type of stickers in with Lego or Mega Block sets so that you can apply those stickers any place you want on the set. They'll stick. And then when you peel them off, all you do is just wash them in soapy water, and you can reapply them back to the little, it's not a sprue, but that sheet that they came on, and they're reusable. But then we've talked about it before. A lot of it is obsolescence. They really don't want it to be that reusable. They want you to apply the stickers stay on, and if you try to take the set apart, a lot of the stickers, they'll cover 2 or 3 separate bricks, so you can't take it apart without ruining the sticker. But then once you ruin the sticker, you have to buy a whole new set to get the unused sticker.
That's
And
why I never put stickers on mine.
Yeah. That's I was just the same way. That I only applied stickers to one set because when I bought the set, I'm like, I'm going to build this truck and I'm never going to take it apart. And it's some kind of a 6-wheel troop carrier that I have it in a drawer in a box, but I'm noticing since I've never touched it, it's sat in that box in a drawer. The stickers, there's like little yellow and black caution strips on the back of it are starting to peel off. I'm like, how do I fix that? You would think it'd be simple enough that there would be some other sticker set somewhere that had a yellow and black caution strip that I could just, make do with what I got.
I'm sure there is. Actually, I'm going to look into that, Chris. I bet you someone is out there reprinting old sticker sheets for old sets, and there's probably a market for it.
Have you heard of, they're called Repro Labels Toy Hacks?
No.
They make reproduction sticker sets. I don't know how many different sets, what they make them for, but like now they make replacement stickers for the Millennium Falcon, for the vintage Kenner Star Wars. They make a replacement sticker for the original R2-D2 that had the paper sticker on his body, and then a whole bunch of replacement stickers for the vintage Transformers. But their main market is like the modern Transformers. Like this Jetfire I got here, he's got Toy Hack stickers on them that add to the detail. It kind of increases the look of the vehicle, or in this case the robot. But there were like a lot of stickers I would like to have. I've got still in the box a set of Micronauts, and a lot of it, the detail is, it's all smooth plastic and it's all stickers. And I see it would be expensive that someone would have to painstakingly get old photographs, reconstitute what the different, shapes and of colors and symbols of the different flags and, detail that they had. And so a lot of money would go into reproducing these stickers for like Micronauts. But then like the stickers I'm looking for is there a market? Are there enough people out there that, oh, hey, I got this old 2001 Mega Bloks, patrol set, and I want to replace the stickers on it. If there's only a handful of, guys like me that want it, they're not going to waste their time. So like in my mind, I'm thinking like I'm actually planning on my computer screen, actually work out if I print something on my printer off of my computer screen, what is the measurements of how far is an inch, how far is a half inch, that eventually I can convert from my computer screen to my printer, that I can just go ahead and design and print my own stickers that are disposable. Because all I really need is like a little blue sticker with yellow letters that say danger with a little red arrow on it. I can do that on my paint program. But right now I haven't really worked out if I print it out, is it too small or too big? It's just simple stuff like that.
Once you figure it out, print a whole bunch of them, and then you can sell them to the other guys looking for these things. Yeah,
but see, that's the thing. I really don't feel comfortable with, selling it like that, because then there's like a higher level of responsibility that if I print them out and then I give them away to my friends, yeah, no problem. But if someone's like, I paid you good money and these are garbage, I don't want that to happen. But if someone says these are garbage and I go, they're free.
All right.
What are you complaining about? Free.
I am going to cut the live stream. I thank everybody that joined us in the chat, and we will see you next time.